Hello, so today we will be continuing with the 2D dynamic part. So today we will be solving this problem, interleaving string. Okay, so let's read out the problem. Given a string, given strings s1, s2, and s3, find whether s3 is formed by an interleaving of s1 and s2. Okay. An interleaving of two strings S and T is a configuration where S and T are divided into N and M substrings respectively, such that S equals to this. Okay, interleaving of two strings is a configuration where S and T are divided into N and M substrings. Okay, so S is divided into these substrings and T is divided into these substrings. Okay, and the difference in the length of the the difference in the number of the substrings is smaller than equal to 0. Okay, this is obvious means. Okay, so the interleaving is one substring from S. Okay, another substring from T, then next substring from S. Okay, or first substring from T1, then from S1. Okay, note A plus B is a concatenation of string A and B. Okay, I think the problem is saying we need to divide S1 and S2 into substrings, like these substrings, and then alternatively we have to choose the substrings from S and T. Means first we have to choose from S, substring from S, then from T, then S, then T, and then we have to concatenate all these substrings, and we need to check after concatenation we can form S3 or not. Okay, means we need to make S3 string using interleaving substrings of S1 and S2. Let's see this example. S1 is this A B C C. This is S1. Okay, S2 is D B B C A. Okay, and S3 is this. So we are returning true. So how we are returning true? So we are taking this substring from S1. Okay, and this blue colored from S2. Okay, means we need to keep a pointer here in this substring and a second pointer in this substring. Okay, then we are taking BC from this substring. Okay, then we are taking A from this string, then we are taking C from this string. Okay, means one substring from this, then another from this, then another from this, then this. Means alternatively we have to choose substrings from different strings. Okay, so here we can form the S3, so we are returning true, and here we are returning false, we can't form. Okay, 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 we need basically three pointers. One pointer we need on S3 also. Okay, this pointer is here, this is here. Okay, we can also obtain the pointer in S3 using these two pointers. Means adding these two pointers will give us the third pointer S3. So we don't need the third variable. But I think we need a variable to decide from which string we now need to choose the substring. Means we alternatively need to choose the substring. So we need to keep track that from the last substring from which we have last string from which we have chosen the substring, so that we can currently avoid choosing from that and choose from other string. Okay, so I think what we need is I pointer for s1 string, j pointer for s2 string, and I plus j will give is the index in s3. Okay, then we need a flag, means flag indicating which, means substring from which string. Okay, so let's initialize a function. Means this function will return us the answer. So let's say we call initially we are at 0th position in s1 and also 0th position in s2, and in s3 we don't need to calculate, we can calculate it using I plus j. And let's say if we want to choose the substring from s1, we call a flag. Means for s1 we make that flag to 0 and for s2 we make flag to 1. Okay, so let's initially pass that flag as 0 and pass s1, s2 and s3. Okay, public boolean is interleave int I, int j and int flag. Okay, and these three strings we also need to pass. Okay, so if my let's say, okay, too much of the conditions we need. Interleaving string. Okay, what should be the base conditions here? So base condition will be if I have traversed the both of the strings, means if I have reached the end of the both of the strings, means if I is greater than equal to s1 dot length, okay, if we reach the end of the both of the strings, means that means we have transversed both of the strings and we have found the interleaving part, so we can return true from here. Okay, and now we will decide from which sub from which string we need to use this substring. So if my flag is 0, then I am deciding to choose from s1. Okay, so initially flag will be 0, so I am starting with the 0th flag as the 0, means I am first taking substring from the s1 string. Okay, so if flag is 0, so what I will do, I can take a substring from the s1 starting from I and ending at s1 dot length. So my substring will be s1 dot substring starting from index and ending at I plus 1. Okay, starting at I and at ending at idx plus 1. Okay, so now I need to compare this substring with the substring in s3. So in s3 my pointer will be at I plus j position. Okay, substring of s1, substring of s3. So my pointer is at I plus j. Okay, and its length will be the length of the current substring. Okay, so that means I plus j plus length of the current substring will be I minus idx plus 1, idx minus I plus 1. Okay, so if my substring s1 equals my substring s3, then what I can say is I can proceed calling on this function. Okay, interleaving a string. So what I can do is, now my I will become idx plus 1, okay, and my j will remain same, and my flag will change, so flag will become 1, and s1 s2 and s3. And if my string means my this particular path forms a valid interleaving string, so I can return true. So this was all for the flag 1. So we will be doing same for flag equals to 1. This was for flag 0, so now we are doing for flag 1. So now the only difference will be instead of I we will be using j. And we will be choosing substring 2. And our I will remain same, and our j will become index plus 1, and our flag will become 0. And if none of the configurations gives us true, so we can return false from here itself. Okay. So let's see if this logic is correct. I plus j. So suppose we are at we have chosen this substring. Okay, now we are at this string, and we have chosen this substring. In this we are at this string. Okay, this and this is 0 1 2, this is 2, and here 0 1 2 3 4 4. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Okay, so what's the index at we are here? 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so we are at correct index here, 6. Okay, and what we are adding to 6? Suppose we decide to choose this string, B and C, meaning our uh, I is at 2 and index is at 3. So we are choosing 2 and 4 as the parameter for here, and for here we are choosing 6 plus index minus I, which is index is this and this 1. Okay, so this plus 1 and we are adding up 1. Okay, so I think logic is correct. Let's run our function. Okay, okay, our 3 test cases are running good. So let's use dp. So our 3 variables are changing, so we need to use a 3d dp here. Let's try using 3d dp. Okay, let's initialize our dp with -1 values. So we have initialized our dp with -1 value. We can pass our dp here. So we will check in our dp if we have already solved this problem for I, j and this flag. Means if it's not -1, we can return this value. Okay, otherwise we can store answer in this value. So how we can store answer in this value? So we are returning true here, means we can store 1 in here. Means if it's 1 we can return true, otherwise we can return false. If it's true we can store 1, otherwise at the end we can store 0. And also we need to pass it in here also, our function calls. Okay, we are getting out of bound. Index 5 out of bound. Okay, means there can be a case, means this can be greater than 0, means this can be greater than equal to the length, but this can be smaller. Okay, so in that case we need to take care. So what we can do, we can ensure here, means this thing. Or we can also take a dp of +1 size also, instead of using this condition. Okay, it's working. Let's see if this gets submitted. Okay, we are getting wrong for this particular test case. So s1 is empty and s2 is empty and s3 is something. Okay, we are returning true. So how we are returning true? Initially our I is 0 and j is 0. Okay, but the issue is we these are greater than or equal to the length, means they are equal to the zeroth length, so we are returning true. But we need to check one thing also, means I think we can add a base condition here itself, that if s1 dot length plus s2 dot length is not equal to s3 dot length, length, okay, then we can return false, that it's not possible to make a interleaving string. I think that then it will work. Okay, so now let's see why this test case is failing. So our s1 is empty and s2 is something. Okay, and s3 is b, so we are returning false. Okay, so one thing I think we forgot is we can also start from the other string also, means we are only starting from, wait a second, we are only starting from the s1 string. We can also start from the s2 string. I think this is the issue we are encountering. Let's submit it now. Okay, we our solution got accepted. So let's see if we can make some optimization. So basically we have started from 0th string and also 1st string. So as this part of the code is redundant, so what we can do is initially let's say we take a variable int k as I, and the current string as the string s1. Okay, and let's say if our, let's remove this else condition. Let's say if our flag is 1, so I'm making it out of the loop. If our flag is 1, then our k will become 0 and our s becomes s2. Okay, so suppose we put s here, substring of s. Okay, and instead of I we take k, from k to idx. Okay, but how we gonna know here that, okay, so let's call index in this as the index in uh, s3. Okay, then we can replace it as this index and we can put in k here. Okay, we also then need to decide that what we need to increase. Okay, and what flag we should be. Okay, now we need to decide what should be our these variables. And also flag we need to decide. Okay, so I is this, s1 is this initially. Let's say if our flag is 1, okay, in that case we can, flag is 0, in that case we can put this as the, okay, now the flag will become 1. Okay, flag is 0, otherwise we can call this function. Okay, this will I think solve our problem. Let's run this. Okay, so this is the code optimization. So can we do it better also? Let's see my previous solutions, means using the recursion only. Can we write a better solution to it? Okay, so here we are matching character by character. Means we are initially checking the same condition which we have checked now. Then we have passed the dp to the dp, and variables I, j, k. If our dp means is invalid, then we are returning false. Okay, if k equals to c dot length, okay, means k is the index we are choosing for the s3. Okay, initially we have taken the answer as the false and returning answer at the end. If our I is smaller than a dot length and our uh, character at ith position is equal to the character at kth position, we are calling our function this function. Okay, and making answer as the true means we have incremented I, we have means compared the character at ith position. Now we are at this particular variable, means if our answer is not, means if our answer is false, means if above call haven't returned the correct answer, means if above call is not able to find interleaving string and the character match is okay at jth position, then we are calling j plus 1. Okay, j plus 1 and k plus 1 and setting answer as the true. Okay, if we are not able to find the answer, we are setting that this particular configuration for ij is invalid, means invalid is true, and returning the answer, means we are storing the invalid configuration instead of valid configurations. So that's why here we are not need to maintain a flag. Okay, because we are simply trying every configuration and storing the invalid configurations only. Passing the k. Okay, here k is changing, but also k is dependent on these two particular parameters, that's why dp is 2d. Do we have any observation also? Okay, okay, so I think this is the this is more optimized and great approach. Okay, so the current approach which we have implemented is pretty much feasible in an interview. So I think we have solved this problem. Okay, so that is it for today. Thank you.